the F back in wrestling.
Elbow drops and lariats from the top rope. You can't cope. The Effin' Wrestling Podcast in the house. Now that's dope. Starcade and SummerSlam all rolled into one. Drop kick, sleeper holes. 1, 2, 3, done. Whole mics like Mean Gene or Gordon Soley. I'm Ricky the Dragon Steamboat with that Crockett trophy. So listen closely as we approach the final hour in an instant. Hands raised, crowds phase without the time limit. Effin' Wrestling Podcast with that ultimate finish. Suplex, now you end it. Yes, yes. Ladies and gentlemen, enjoy the show. Let's go.
What's up, everybody? I'm JR. That right there is Chase. And this show that you are pleasantly watching is Effin' Wrestling, baby. And today, Chase, what's up, homie?
Hey, JR. Hey, everybody. Welcome to Effin' Wrestling, or what I've taken to call an Effin' Wrestling Take 4.
Right. It's been a struggle. It's been a struggle for this show, but hey.
It's been a struggle for this morning, like I think it's been a struggle for storytelling and creative on WWE programming.
Proof being, we're trying to intro the first match of the show from last night and couldn't remember all the participants.
We couldn't come up with who was on the pre-show, and I know that's not the match that's normally a show. So for anyone who doesn't watch, the pre-show is the match that it's everyone interested in what the night is going on. It gets the audience pumped.
Yeah.
Last night, WWE had their Road to WrestleMania pay-per-view event, Elimination Chamber, which is always a fun event. It's one of the best ones. Competitors.
It's one of the top ones for sure.
Are in pods, and at 10-minute intervals, they're released and they fight. It's normally neat, and it was neat. But one of the matches was this the United States title match.
Right, and this was not an Elimination Chamber match. This was just a triple threat match.
It was just a triple threat. There's no cage.
Triple threat match.
It's no disqualification, but it was scheduled to be champion Bobby Lashley, challenger Matt Riddle, and challenger Keith Lee. But it's been this weird storyline thing with Keith Lee being injured, not being able to compete, and they haven't quite confirmed anything, but they finally did. And so they had to have a match at the last minute. So they threw it on the pre-show between 4 competitors. It was a fatal 4-way. And this match. So we got arrogant, ladies and gentlemen. We thought, no, we could do this off the top of our heads. And we did good. We got 2 of them. We got John Morrison. We got Mustafa Ali. And those are really good. Right. And we got a little hung up on the fact that they added Elias,
right?
Because
he's it's okay to forget about him. He's a lower card guy. You know, there's not really a storyline for him right now.
Like he's not a champion in my book.
Right.
He's a fun take a pin guy in my opinion.
Yeah,
that's no insult, but maybe it is an insult.
But this last guy, he shouldn't be forgettable. He should not be forgettable.
He's known as
able to forget about this dude
and he was the one and only competitor we forgot about.
Right. The one and only competitor that nobody cares about anymore. He was one of the top free agents. He was the one and only top free agent signing in pro wrestling at one point.
Yeah.
But who gives a damn now? And we forgot about Ricochet. Ricochet.
I mean, one of the greatest wrestlers. One of the greatest wrestlers, man. That guy. And I know it's a controversy.
Yeah, he can do it all.
Because so many people, like Jim Cornette went after his head when him and Will Ospreay had that match where where it was just all the flippy stuff, and it's neat, and it can be turned into a
beautiful
spot fest.
It was spot fest, but it was beautiful.
Oh yeah, when it's done right, it's amazing. When you have someone like Ricochet, someone like Will Ospreay, someone like Pac, who are just pulling this stuff off.
Yeah,
but we forgot about him.
Right,
we forgot about him. Like WWE creative have forgotten about Ricochet, and
that's not cool.
Not cool. And it's a knock to them, cool. But we're also not the publicly traded billion-dollar company. We're a podcast you're listening to. It's okay for us to forget.
We can forget about it, but he shouldn't be forgettable. That's the problem. That's what we're saying. So the winner of that match was replacing Keith Lee.
Yes.
In the 3-way match for the U.S. title.
Mm-hmm. Later on that evening, because they let this competitor have a break. He got to go have a snack.
Yeah.
Unlike what happened later.
Yeah. So this match, who won? So this match, John Morrison defeated Elias.
John Morrison. which I'm
John
happy
Moore.
about. I'm a John Morrison fan.
Yeah.
I've actually been a John Morrison fan for quite some time because
He's talented, man.
He was the second runner up on the second season of Tough Enough.
Got you.
And that
Wow.
was like all the way back to like late 90s, early 2000s or something like that. If I remember right. I was in school.
Right.
And I'm like, man, this is a cool concept. If you win, you get to be shot all the way to the top of WWE and trained. And at that time, I wanted to be a wrestler, so that was just such a neat concept. Yeah. And he was able to do like a shooting star press from like standing position on the mat, and I went, that's amazing.
Nah, that dude's athletic, man.
And so it was all about him. And so it's always been one of those things of we just followed his career and wanted him to do well. So he did well on the Indies. He did well in Lucha Underground. Did well on Impact. And he just never kind of got that level. He was tag team champion, IC champion before, but
right.
We'll see.
So good for him. Good for him. You know what I mean? I would have, of course, I mean, I would have thought Ricochet was going to go over in that match, but whatever.
Mustafa Ali, man.
Yeah, or Mustafa, yeah.
Faction that makes him look like he has a heel faction that should help him win matches, and instead they cost him matches.
They cost him matches all
I mean, are they just they're trying to make it look stupid.
Yeah, they're doing a good job. They're doing a good job at it for sure.
Because they cost them. It's like, what? I feel like they hit something and it cost someone to get a John Morrison roll up, man. It wasn't like John Morrison's skills. It was like, hey, I have opportunity.
Right. Exactly. All right. So that match is done. So the next match was cool. It was it was the Elimination Chamber match.
It was the kickoff, man. They started strong.
Yeah. So this match featured so the winner of this match had an immediate Universal Championship title match versus Roman Reigns right after this Elimination Chamber match, which was set up perfectly for Iron Man like Cesaro to win.
So here's the kicker though. It was not announced prior that the match with Roman was immediately after the Elimination Chamber.
It was just tonight. It was just later. It was just said tonight.
And it just kind of felt of going, okay, it's going to be tonight. It will be the main event of tonight.
We'll be able to go to the back, get a little bit of water or something in between, No.
Chill and eat something. No.
Wrong.
But so yeah, go back. So who were the competitors, JR?
So we had Daniel Bryan, Cesaro, Jey Uso, Kevin Owens, Baron Corbin, my man, and Sami Zayn.
Doing some of the best work of his great career.
Hey, Sami Zayn is killing it, man. Sami Zayn is absolutely killing it. I love what he's doing.
I'm gonna be upset when he shaves his beard and cuts his hair.
He shouldn't. Don't ever go back to that face. Don't do that crap ever again.
Yeah, no, you're no longer. You're not the underdog, man.
You're a heel. You're a heel forever
anymore, dude. You're just this conspiracy theory. I want to see him rock a tinfoil hat.
I wouldn't be surprised.
I mean, it's WWE.
Wouldn't be surprised for sure.
And he's doing this whole like, I got a camera crew following. I thought that was neat of like following the pot. And again, Sami Zayn just had some of the best spots, man. He's just such a wonderful talker.
Yeah, no, he's
and
great.
We'll get into that as the match progresses, but he just kind of really,
Speaking of the talking, let's go ahead. Speaking of the talking, like I loved what WWE's been doing with what they've been doing without the microphones. Yeah. They'll have the microphone or whatever, but they'll just be talking shit to each other in the rings and stuff like that. I love that.
Played, this was what from SmackDown. You played this
SmackDown, Big E and Apollo Crews. Wow, that was amazing. That was a great segment.
It was sold me on both of them
for sure. But back to Elimination Chamber. Chamber. So this match was good. It was going well. You know what I mean? Cesaro started it off and everything, and I had picked Cesaro to win. Everything was pushing towards that. It seemed everybody's behind him. He's hot right now and everything, but he didn't win it. He went out third. He was the third one out.
Didn't even
come on, man. Like, what the hell are they doing? What are they doing?
I think I mentioned it on our last episode, man. It was such an easy storyline just to go, let's just hot shot Cesaro into the world title picture and just for a title shot.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, he wins the Elimination Chamber and then has a match with Roman and he loses, but it's a good match for Roman. It builds his heel heat for beating someone that the fans love like Cesaro, but it also gives the fans the opportunity to watch Cesaro in that world title match they wanted to see him in for years.
Right.
He's such a capable.
He's
He
so
doesn't
good,
look like
man.
he'll be
He's
as
so
strong as he
good.
is, but he is so freak. I mean, he's the Swiss Superman.
Freakishly strong. Freakishly strong.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
And it was just kind of, I like Jey Uso. I like what they're doing with his character, but it just felt unceremonious how they got rid of him, just with that super kick and then the splash to Cesaro. Again, man, I got worked. I got really upset.
You want to tell? Are we going there? No. I mean, no. It's
mad.
No, it's his passion. Chase is one of the most passionate wrestling fans I know, for sure, and one of the smartest wrestling fans I know. That's why I wanted him to be a part of this show with me. You know what I'm saying? Like his wrestling mind and everything is just brilliant. I love it. But last night, pro wrestling got Chase last night, yo.
I marked out, man. I marked out. So when Cesaro got eliminated, I just threw out everything's bad.
I thought Chase was gonna punch me in the face, y'all.
First and foremost, you tower over me, man. You could destroy me. I'll run my mouth, but nah, dude. I don't.
It was so funny, and y'all so I love the poking because I know where I can get him. You know what I mean? And we have masks on at work, so we can't see each other's reactions. Yeah, no. But under my mask, I'm dying. I'm laughing, smiling the whole time, and I just see the rage in Case's face. Just
all he sees.
It is all about wrestling, and it's his passion, and I love it, and I love Chase for it, and it was great. It was the shit.
After we finally calmed down, I just kind of realized, oh, this is how people get when they argue about sports, isn't it?
Right.
This is the LeBron James, Michael Jordan debates, aren't they?
Exactly.
And this is why people hate on on Tom Brady. I kind of get it now.
Got it. And that's exactly what it is.
Because when
Cesaro, it was a great moment.
When the wrestler / character of Cesaro was robbed of that opportunity.
He was, man. But I mean, hopefully, we'll see where they go. No, they're not. He's not even. It's not even going to be mentioned. It's not even going to be a thing anymore, right?
So let me just tell you, right? It also messed things up, but it worked because Daniel Bryan won, and Daniel Bryan made the most sense.
I still feel like Cesaro made the most sense, just based on what's going on with the storyline and everything. But I see what you're saying as far as most sense with Daniel Bryan. I mean, you can't really argue it.
He's just
Daniel Bryan. It's Daniel Bryan, yo.
Daniel Bryan is the face equivalent to Randy Orton.
Oh, which is Randy Orton.
We'll get to that.
So when Randy Orton when he came in the ring and walked around each one of the chambers and just looked at y'all, looked at him like, yeah, I'm here. It's my time. Let's go. I loved it. That's such a heel shit. That was such heel shit.
We'll get that because there was a way I wanted that book, that we didn't quite get, but that was still really, really cool. But back to the Universal title, man. Daniel Bryan is just that face you can throw in there. I loved his Eco Warrior heel run. I thought that was cool with Eric Rowan.
Yeah,
he is just like that quintessential Daniel Bryan's a face. He's a good guy. Yeah, he's good enough to play both sides.
He can do both sides, but he's one of those. He needs to be. He's a face.
Yeah, and it's why. Look, man, one of those. I want to go back to it real quick because there was a lot of good conversation. Before I get angry, let me go back and stay focused on some good things before I lose my shit again. The talking in the ring was top notch, but you have Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn who just know how to do it. And that moment where Sami Zayn just closes his pod and goes, "Get away from me! Get away from my pod! Get away from my pod!" It's just like this plays up to it. When you hear him over the head, over that side, when you have that overhead eagle eye shot of all the pods lighting up, he's going, "Not mine, not mine, not mine, not mine." That's so honest heel. That's the shit heel that you talk about really liking, and that's what makes me just go, "There it is." I'm a wrestler. I just don't want to wrestle. I just want to take opportunities to hit you.
Yeah,
and that's what it was like. And it played off well when Cesaro walked in through the other side of it and went, "Hey man, what are you doing?" That was such a good moment in its own self.
I loved it when he tried to talk about Kevin Owens. Going, we have history. We're not the faces this company wants, man. It needs to be me and you. It's me and you. We have history. We're friends. Remember that. For Kevin just immediately grabbed going for that great soundbite. What are you doing?
What are you doing? As he's slamming him into
it was hilarious, man. You had
that shit's great. I love it, yo.
Really playing the heel up. He was the first one out, but it was that moment that made Cesaro look so strong to go from the swing to the sharpshooter.
Yeah, that
was a cool moment. When Jey Uso took out Kevin Owens, that was insane. When he just like slammed the cage door on his arm and then just kept super kicking him. The way he yelled at the refs.
That was beautiful. It was great. I mean, it was good storytelling. You know, the storytelling in the match, everything about it was great. Except, you know, I just thought it was Cesaro's time. You know, but it's cool though. I get it with Daniel Bryan.
Me too. It's that dumb thing, man. I compared this to like, this is a really dumb analogy, but for me, it's like Cesaro getting the world title opportunity tonight would have been like getting nominated for like an Emmy for an actor on a television series. It's like, here's 13 episodes. We're picking your one performance out of this one episode to like speak for the entire brand right now.
Yeah.
And it'd been like, hey, here's Cesaro who's going to do this massive Iron Man match against 5 other competitors, top of the line competitors as well. Really hard hitting guys who could have convincingly won. All of those guys could have gone on. There's not really a story for them, but convincingly every one of them had a shot at
every one of them could have legitimately could have gone on to win for sure.
Kevin Owens just did an Iron Man match against him at the Royal Rumble. That was incredible. Outside of a botchy ending, that whole show was great. Right. Sami Zayn's always just a fun competitor.
Solid.
Jay didn't need it, but it would have been a continuation of the Bloodline story. As I said, Daniel Bryan's the ultimate heel, but Cesaro's King Corbin's just beat the shit out of him.
King Corbin is just always just put him in the picture.
Good, watch
He's just solid, baby. He's just King Corbin. He's just a solid wrestler, competitor, and shit heel.
Don't you just want to see him get punched?
Of course,
a lot.
That's what it.
A lot. That's King Corbin's job.
That's what he's there for. That's what he's doing, and he's done great at it for sure. So Daniel Bryan wins, right?
And so Daniel Bryan wins.
Daniel Bryan wins, and then we get fireworks, pomp and circumstance. Roman Reigns coming out, baby, just to clean up the mess, just to pick from the scrappings of Daniel Bryan, and I loved every single minute of it.
I got mad.
Every single minute of it.
Mad.
Chase was so mad.
I was fuming, man. I was pissed. The gold glove, the fireworks, the pomp and circumstance.
Yes, baby. Yes. For the head of the table, your tribal chief, Roman Reigns.
I just need, and I get it, man. It works. It's smart booking to go, all right, man, he's down. And that knee they did a great storyline of working with Daniel Bryan's knee's dead.
Yeah.
Corey Graves has done.
There was no way he could. Corey Graves is on the top of his shit right now.
Ever. Like, as of the last couple of months, he's been on top of his game. And the way he sold this match is perfect. And you did it where Daniel Bryan can't get up.
He couldn't do shit. There's nothing he could do.
Nothing he could do. And you have Roman Reigns with the gold.
Yes.
None of it's earned yet.
Gold glove. Yes.
I'm here for all of it. I'm just applying like New Japan booking to this. I'm going, build up, add things. Just be more dominant. Don't be a shit heel, Roman. And you know me, man. I think it's not that I think
I know.
Nice.
I know. I got you.
I don't want to see it fail because it's been 6 years in the working and we're finally going.
And we're finally loving and everybody, and this is perfect. And it's perfect. Man. Just don't mess it up. Just don't mess it up.
It's like when you're pitching a no-hitter.
Yeah.
Don't mention it.
Yep.
Don't mention it's doing great.
Just
keep things going and we'll be fine.
Just roll and we're good.
And that's Roman Reigns and me right now of just going, look at that delicate butterfly. Just let it rest there and do its thing. It's finally blossomed. Look at the Roman Reigns butterfly doing it.
This is what I've been waiting for. I've been saying it forever. He should be heel.
It works so well, man.
To be a heel.
And just that, and you're right. Calming down and thinking about it, it is how the heel would operate. I'm giving you an opportunity.
Yeah.
What did I not do?
Right. That's your chance. This is your chance. And
And
this is what you're doing. All right, whatever. I'll take my belt and leave as champion again, baby.
This is how you wanted to fight me, really? Okay.
Right.
No, this isn't how I wanted to fight you. I thought I'd have a night. I thought I'd have like 3 matches to go. All right, let's ice my knee. Let's calm down. No, man, it's a world title. I thought you were world champion material. Are you not world champ? If you're not world champion material, that's not on me. That's on you. That's how it kind of felt. And that's the power of it. And Roman, and it also built Roman as an egotistical heel that's building up. And that's really good.
It's really fucking great. I love it.
The way
I love it.
I kept sitting back going, man, be a little bit more vicious. Go ahead and attack Bryan. And they just waited and he waited and he waited. And he went, no, man, I got this. I got this in the bag. Right. So that when he finally went for it, Daniel Bryan was able to immediately turn the spear into a glorious little yes lock. And there was no hope, but it gave hope. There was just there was that glimmer of going, oh, you're not dead. You're Daniel Bryan.
You're Daniel Bryan.
You're the face.
You always have a chance. You're Daniel Bryan, for sure.
And then you got Roman Reigns just sitting there punching the living hell out of him over again.
Vicious.
You're just like,
love
stop
it. It was great.
Did you ever watch The Simpsons where Homer becomes Krusty the Clown? Did you ever catch that old episode?
No.
Like Homer goes to clown college and becomes a Krusty and can go to endorsements of places. Like, you know, just, oh, hey, you're like Ronald McDonald, you're going to go to openings. So Homer Simpson goes to an opening of a Krusty Burger in full Krusty the Clown makeup. And Krusty Burger has this Hamburglar character. And Homer sees him steal a hamburger, and Homer just jumps him and just starts bashing his face into the concrete until they just pan over to these like sad, crying children holding the side of its head, just weeping, going, "Stop! Stop! He's already dead!" And that was that match, man. It was just like, why?
Just enough's enough.
You're the tribal chief. Leave them alone.
And that's and I think that they're playing into that. Like that's part of it.
Yeah, man. I
love it.
And it was cool. It was great. And then we had Edge spear him in a great spear. And that's the nicest thing about it.
It was a good spear, but if we we need to just move on. Let's just move on. Because I don't even want to talk about it anymore. Edge doesn't deserve to
talk about that at WrestleMania.
Like, come on.
We'll talk about that at WrestleMania. This is not what to do, though. Stated on Effin' Wrestling.
Right. Fuck. All right. So next match. Moving on from that crap. It was the triple threat match.
I was really excited for this match.
Yeah, the Riddle. So it was Matt Riddle or just Riddle.
Dumb.
Bobby Lashley and John Morrison.
Yeah.
And Riddle went over, and it was perfect. It was a great match. Bobby Lashley looked dominating. He didn't lose anything by not winning the match. He lost his title shot because it all played again at the end and shit. And it was fine. I had no problems with it at all.
Yeah, man. For being a non-elimination chamber match, I think one of 2 on the card that night. Yeah. It was solid. It was a lot of fun. It's 3 really good competitors. It was cool to have John Morrison added to it because I like John Morrison.
Yeah.
It'd have been better with Keith Lee, of course, because that's where the story's been building, and Keith Lee's a competitor. It makes me wonder who would have gone over, really.
Right. I mean, was Matt Riddle going to go over originally, or was it going to be Keith Lee? Or because obviously wasn't going to be Bobby Lashley, so he was going to lose either way.
Yeah,
it seems like. Because of what happens later on and everything. So
you and I even said at the start of the match, going, dude, I really don't care who wins. Like, you know, if Matt, you know, when Matt Riddle even like ended up winning, I was like, oh, cool. Matt Riddle was like the person I wanted to win the least. I was like, he fits the US champion. It's a nice build for him.
For sure.
Bobby Lashley needs to move on up to that world title scene. Let's see. Like it.
So it looks like where we're going with that. With the template Bobby Lashley.
So yeah, that's like I can't remember if we've ever mentioned that before, and it finally hit me of going, man, what's that one thing that I hold up on Bobby Lashley? And it's like I like creating characters on all the wrestling video games. I've not used real characters on like a 2K game on any of the wrestling games in years.
Yeah,
and it finally hit me of going, man, when you just load like create a wrestler, Bobby Lashley is what pops up.
He's
It's
that
like,
dude. He's the
like
bald. He's bald and just buff and everything that you
like
want.
not a lot of
Just
facial
no
features,
expression in his face,
no
nothing.
expression. He was doing
Yeah.
well though last night. Someone finally said, "Hey, Bobby, just like
Yeah.
do something."
Yeah. No,
And
he looked great last night. He looked dominating.
I mean, show, man.
Yeah.
Like, and they had to do the MVP is injured. You had the crutch become thing with John Morrison Tates that threatens them. Ends up Bobby Lashley ends up taking the hit out of the ring, and then you have Matt Riddle do the
Riddle wins.
Riddle wins with the suplex. I think he called. I don't know if he
bro something.
Yeah,
it's something.
All of his things are bro.
Right. Well, I'm fine. I'm
with
fine with that.
Matt Riddle, I'd feel like I would say that WWE was making him lean into this bro thing if I didn't catch interviews with him and go,
yeah, no, that's him.
It's just you, dude.
Yeah, it's him just amped up a little bit, just like we say, like wrestlers are. The
best wrestlers are like, hey man, who are you? Now turn that up to just a little bit more.
Yeah,
those are the best wrestlers.
Yep.
So yeah, it was shorter.
So Riddle went over. So Riddle won. It was short and sweet. It was what 8 minutes 40 seconds.
Yeah, that's what I got.
It's like 8 minutes 40 seconds. So yeah, it was a good short. You know, it was enough. Everybody did the shit. Everybody got the shit in, and everybody looked good. And you know, Riddle won, and we'll see where it goes from here.
Yeah, the storyline progressed, and that's all I asked. That was that was something I really liked from all the Elimination Chambers. I felt like we got some story. I think there was like storyline progression and regression within certain elements, but overall, I felt things built tonight, and I was happy about it. Nothing felt stagnant.
Right. Definitely. And then we move on to the next match was for the women's tag team championship. Yep. Nia Jax champions, Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler defeats Bianca Belair and Sasha Banks, which went in overall was a pretty good match. I mean, Sasha and Bianca are the shit. Shayna is great. Nia, I mean, it just sucks that
my whole It was a good little moment when I forget Bianca kicked Nia Jax in the butt, and Nia looks back. It's like, did she just? So it was cool that WWE kind of addressed it, or you know what I mean? They let her do that. Have something like that, make fun of it.
Right? Why not?
If something's gonna happen.
Why not?
I mean, it's one of those things that you just find out of going, hey man, you either control the joke or the joke's on you.
Yeah.
And that's just one of the ways to embrace something like that.
Right. This match though, man, I just like, you know, Nia and Shayna, they've done as good as I guess. Well, they've done as good as I guess they can as with this title run of being a tag team and shit. I guess you know what I mean. Since Shayna deserves to be a solo competitor, man, and she's great. She's the shit. She's amazing. But this match shouldn't have even been a tag team. Like Sasha and Bianca shouldn't be a tag team. It's the WWE way though. It's just you can plug this. They do this storyline with everybody. They did it. They just did it with fucking Asuka and Charlotte. You know what I mean? Like they do this all the time. They put them together so they can split them apart, and then they're gonna face each other. The shit gets boring, man. Do something better.
It does. The one caveat I have is this the first time. So it's that weird thing. We would kind of watch them cut that promo, and I went, hey, you two bounce off each other well.
I mean, yeah.
And then they walked out to the ring going, don't look like a great tag team together. Don't have rhythm and timing with one another. Don't make this hard when you inevitably break up.
Right.
But what I really think is, like I said, this whole show progressed. And we're working towards Bianca Belair versus Sasha Banks at WrestleMania. And we're kind of a short ways away from that. So I don't think we're going to need a huge tag team run as much as we're going. This is the catalyst for me to go, you made me look bad. I want your belt.
Right.
So it's just enough because Bianca Belair hasn't made her decision yet.
No, and that's what she had said before the match in the little backstage. She's like, and then we'll find out maybe who I'm gonna choose to compete against. And
they did a good job of protecting everyone, I felt, because Reginald came in, tried to help our cheat for Sasha Banks, who you know what?
She does not need to be in that moment. She doesn't need to cheat to win. She doesn't need to be in the ring holding the fucking bottle. That's just lazy. That's just
and it's not Sasha Banks, man.
It's not Sasha Banks, yo.
Sasha Banks can cheat, sure, but she's like a brass knuckles cheater, not an interference cheater. If that makes sense, there's like two different styles, and
she'll put her feet on the ropes in a roll up pin or something. You know what I mean? Something like that, maybe.
But it's not like
No, she ain't
And
gonna bash somebody over the damn head with a champagne bottle.
why did we give Sasha Banks the next generation Ellsworth?
Don't
What
even.
does she need about that? Why does someone with so much charisma need that?
Don't even.
And
And
it
what
just
does it say about Carmella that she does need somebody? Carmella had Ellsworth. Now Carmella has Reginald. Like it's not good. Like it sucks. Like what this is, and Sasha and Carmella already had that story. Why bring Reginald into this shit again? Like what is this doing for what? Why? You know?
what is anything? What are the women's
It's
tag
hey,
team
it's
titles?
effing wrestling, baby, and that's why we love it.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things. Like again, we talked about AIM, and I think that's my biggest problem, dude. Getting back to the point of this whole thing, dude, is this sacrificed the women's tag team titles for the progression WrestleMania, which you kind of have to. You don't have to do that
Mhm.
because Bianca Belair. I feel Bianca Belair and Sasha Banks is the match we're building towards for the SmackDown Women's title. It's
Yeah,
gonna be a good show.
yeah.
Um,
I would rather see Sasha. I mean Bianca versus Sasha over Bianca versus Asuka, even though Bianca versus Asuka would be a great match and also, but I would just rather personally see Bianca versus Sasha.
same, same. I'm not. I mean, well, just the funny thing about this match in general was I was trying to remember why it was taking place. I didn't remember hearing about it, but it replaced the Asuka versus Lacey Evans match.
Lacey Evans, yeah,
Because I think Lacey Evans is like real world pregnant.
yeah.
So congratulations if we haven't said that already.
Congratulations, Lacey.
Uh-huh.
For
So that
sure.
kind of canceled that match out for this one, which was like a quick throw together, which did good, man. Not
Yeah, it was fun. It was
just a
fun to
quick
be
little
thrown
walkout,
together.
man. Shayna Baszler looked menacing, like she was supposed to. I almost feel like Shayna Baszler just, like you said, she needs to be a solo star.
Yeah.
I always sit around thinking that she's almost being punished for being what Ronda Rousey was supposed to be.
I was about to bring that up because I love that point that you make. Like, go ahead, make your point to the people
Oh no, man! Like
about
you had,
Sasha and Ronda. I love it.
you had two women from MMA past who came in who worked similar styles. They were both submission experts who were also heavy hitters. But you had Ronda Rousey come into all the fanfare and all the celebration by the company. She was showing up with Triple H. She had matches with him. It was all everything was
It's all
surrounding
about Ronda.
Ronda. She went right to the top of the women's division to the detriment of the women's division for a while there. But then you had Shayna Baszler, who just kind of like slithered into NXT
And dominated.
the ultimate heel.
Dominated.
I mean, she was vicious. And when
She
she
was
walked
vicious.
in, you felt it. Like
Oh yeah.
and she wasn't the best talker at first. She could cut a good promo, yes,
Enough.
a little bit more freedom,
Yeah.
but her character needed to be worked on. And I feel like she found it over the run of her NXT Women's Title run.
Oh yeah.
But when she would walk into the women's locker room and go, "Hey, I'm the champion. Don't anybody challenge for this tonight. Don't anyone go for a number one contender. I'm the champion. Don't do it to yourself." She was just vicious.
Mean as shit. And I loved it.
And it was
She made Dakota Kai heel, basically. She scared the shit out of Dakota Kai. She was such a nice girl and shit.
Yeah.
Made her heel now.
her knee and everything. But
Love it.
But then you had Ronda Rousey in the main roster, and it just wasn't going over. People were booing her.
Yeah.
This match, we had audiences, and people were not going for it. And Ronda took to wrestling well. She wasn't bad.
Mm-hmm.
It was the same problem like Roman Reigns had for the last 5 years of his career of going, here's the company, like this is who you're going to cheer for.
Right.
Not here's who you want to cheer for. Here's who you've been cheering for. This is who.
Yeah.
Don't forget.
This is who you should be cheering.
Forget Becky Lynch. Forget all these people. It's Ronda Rousey.
Yeah. But Shayna, good gosh, it should have been Shayna. It should have been Shayna. She was better. It should have been Shayna, and they just messed her up, man. And I don't know. I mean, she's got a belt. She's been tag team champion for a long time now, though. You know, and we'll see where it goes because eventually they're gonna break up. Like every tag team breaks up for the most part and goes against each other. So we'll see. Hopefully that's where it'll go.
Yeah, man. I'd like to see a rematch of Sasha Banks. Not Sasha Banks. I'm sorry, Shayna Baszler the SBs threw me off there for a moment.
It happened. I get
And Asuka, I think they could throw down in
It'd be a good
a hard
match. Yeah,
match.
good shit. Yeah, for
The
sure. They do
Women's
good work
titles.
together. Yeah.
I think that'd be a good WrestleMania program.
So
But
Nia and Shayna won that match, of course. So you ready? You got anything else about that match? You want to move on next?
it was a good impromptu match. Everyone looked good.
Yeah.
Like I said, it built a lot of stuff. I
Mhm.
want to see the tag team women. I love your prediction of Dakota Kai and Raquel Gonzalez versus Shayna Baszler and Nia Jax at WrestleMania.
Yeah, it'd be a good match.
Yeah,
Raquel Gonzalez is a shit, and I love Dakota Kai as a heel. Love it.
I think all four of them like lining up in a match. I think Raquel Gonzalez and Nia Jax facing off in the middle of the ring for one of the opening matches would be like a good image for WrestleMania. So I like that prediction a lot. Okay.
Word up,
dude! I'm almost ready to, with how every one of the world title pictures. I'm sorry to keep harping on this. With how the world title pictures are looking right now, I'd be fine with Sasha Banks and Bianca Belair main eventing for WrestleMania.
Ooh.
I mean, if they pulled that card with having women,
it would be the shit. That would be cool, man. But it kind of feels like I don't want to feel like I don't want to sound like. But I heard what was I listening to? It was Dave LaGreca. I was listening to on the radio this morning.
Mm-hmm.
He had made a point. Dave LaGreca from the Busted Open show. Shouts out to Dave LaGreca, Busted Open Nation, all that good shit. Love y'all. He had said that the women's evolution has been taken down a notch. You know what I mean? And I agree. Like, it's not as big as it was at one point where they were main event in WrestleManias.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think right now a women's match with WrestleMania just because the women aren't being pushed as hard and like they were in the past.
Yeah.
I agreed with the statement. Sorry, go ahead.
No. I agree with you. I was trying to go, yeah, man, there's not someone there's not Ronda Rousey who has outward reach.
I mean, even Charlotte's kind of taken a step down. You know what I mean? Like, even the ones up top have taken a step. They're not as hot as they once were, and it's unfortunate.
And no one's really filled that.
No, they're not building anybody up.
Yeah, I mean, Becky Lynch was the best thing that happened to Becky Lynch was being punched in the face by Nia Jax.
That made she became a made man after that, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's like one of those messed up things in wrestling. But if you can have blood on your face, you are in.
Good.
Ric Flair, Stone Cold Steve Austin, Becky Lynch. If you can have your face busted open, you're gold. Dusty Rhodes.
Yep.
But you're right, man. I agree, and man, damn it, you're right.
No.
Because as much as I think the quality of the match of Bianca Belair and
would be stellar. Stellar. Yes.
The storyline is not made event quality. And that's break up WrestleMania into 2 nights.
They are. It is 2 nights this year.
Oh, is it? Oh, they're doing that again? Awesome.
Yeah, so I guess there could be a chance where they could main event one night.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, so I guess it could happen technically, so we'll see. No, all right, so moving on, ready to move the next match. Last match of the night. It was the final. It was the Elimination Chamber match for the WWE Championship
match of the
exactly. Night. There you go. So, and this was cool. So this was one of the first times, or if not the first time that I know of, that the championship title was up for grabs in the Elimination Chamber match.
They've done
usually, did they? Have they?
It's. I know Bray Wyatt won it in the Elimination Chamber.
That's right. I remember that.
And that's like the only thing that comes to mind. So I think I know number one contender shots have been up for grabs, and I know the title's been up for grabs in the past. So I think it's just like
but it's just not often that they do the titles.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Same thing like the Royal Rumble, man. It's like, hey, man,
yeah.
More often than not, number one contendership. Hey, that's another one.
Yeah.
For what I believe.
So we had champion Drew McIntyre, AJ Styles, Jeff Hardy, Kofi Kingston, Randy Orton, and Sheamus. And my pick, I think I had said, I said Drew was going to go over. I think I said Drew was going to win, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I kept it on Drew.
But I
didn't see a reason to take it off.
I didn't see a reason to take it off of him. You know what I mean? And everything held the form with that situation. You know, he won that match.
Yeah. We only had, we he won that 31-minute extravaganza, awesome, like little massive cage fight.
It was a good match, man. It was a good show. Everybody looked good. You know what I mean?
You
Everything.
can jump to the end, or you want to go ahead and just talk about details, or
Let's go ahead and go to the end because that's all that matters. They did. Drew won.
Drew won. Drew won the Elimination Chamber. We'll go back and talk about some highlights and things we like, but Drew won.
Shit, we don't even have to do that. Like, you know what I mean? Whatever. Damn that. Because the end of the shit.
There was some cool build up, man.
The end of the show was the best. Like, this made the night great.
For as much as I was raging earlier with the Cesaro elimination and all that bull BS, that was not as BS as I thought it was. It was just initial reaction.
Right.
This moment left these two fans super happy.
Oh man. Oh, we were ecstatic. It was great.
What we wanted.
Cause go ahead, you do. Go ahead.
And the Miz wins. The uber heel.
Right.
The most underrated heel working for WWE right now is the Miz.
Right. And Baron Corbin. But he went. So he had the money in the bank briefcase.
Yes.
That he had gotten from Otis, deservingly so. So he cashes in on a down Drew McIntyre. And,
after what though, dude?
Say what?
How did Drew McIntyre put a hell of a 31-minute match on, and he fought some of the best competitors. But Bobby Lashley.
Oh yeah. My bad. I skipped over that. Yeah.
That was one of those best things, man. That made his U.S. title loss. Yes. Well, they built it, man. You saw Miz talking to MVP earlier in the evening, and then you have Bobby Lashley just go beast mode on everybody for losing his U.S. title and just look fierce. Yep. But he needed to lose that so he can move up to this world title scene. And now
so that lends to the theory. So did they have something set up? You know what I mean? Or you know what I mean? Like between Bobby Lashley and the Miz, like a future title shot. If I go in and rough him up a little bit, you know what I mean? Then you cash in after that. Maybe there's a little in cahoots there. Maybe not. I'm here for it either way, baby.
That's a rough situation to put into, man. If I was the Miz, I don't know which one I'd want to wrestle more, Drew McIntyre or Bobby Lashley. You know what I mean? It's like,
well, let's see. You know he's gonna try to weasel his way out of it somehow or another.
Oh yeah,
he is. It's gonna be great. Heel Miz as a champion. It don't get much better than that, man.
Second title run, man, and like
it don't get much better than that. Yeah, mention that. Say you said it before the show, before we started recording. What is this?
The Miz is if the statistics hold in WWE, Miz is the first wrestler to do the Grand Slam. Be a Grand Slam champion twice.
Which means he's held every title twice.
So the world title, the IC title, the United States title, and I'm not sure if it means a variation of the tag team titles or if it means all the tag team titles, but I know he's held the Raw, he's held the SmackDown, and he's held the traditional ones.
Right.
So I mean,
that's amazing, yo. That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's incredible, man. That's what's up. And Miz, he was, I didn't like him in the beginning and shit. You know what I mean? Like I guess a lot of people did, but he grew on me. When that mic, they let him go on that mic, his mic worked, and he grew on me.
That promo he cuts though.
Oh, man, when he gets like the reporters out and he's just looking into the camera, nobody does. He does that. Nobody does that as good as him since Ric Flair.
Dude, he has wonderful intensity.
Yeah,
he plays it well. It was strange.
He makes it believable.
And they made it believable because the first time he went for it, he hit the DDT on Drew, and he got up. It was 1, 2, 3. It wasn't 1, 2, 3. He had to hit the skull crushing finale, so it had to be a finisher.
Yep.
Which was good.
And it still made Drew look strong as hell too, because he took a DDT and the Bobby Lashley beat down.
He had a 31-minute beat
and a 30-minute. So Drew looked great still. This did not hurt Drew at all.
No.
None whatsoever. I mean, made him look better, if anything. Made him look great. Made him look better.
We record these on Monday morning, so as far as we know, Drew McIntyre could be world champion and come like 11 p.m.
Tonight he could. He very well could.
Well, you know me, man. I've been pitching for weeks this lovely little story for an angry Miz that is him finally cashing in, finally successfully cashing in. He cashes in, gets the 1, 2, 3, takes the briefcase, does all that jazz, wins the title. We did this great moment, cuts a great promo, holds the belt for a Monday night to roll around, and someone has to call him out and go, "Hey, man, Your contract had expired. This coupon's no good.
No good.
Drew McIntyre rolls out. I'll take my belt back now.
Let me get that back, eh?
That wasn't in a sanctioned match.
Right.
And then now you have Miz having to be hunted
That would be
down
so
for business, just going, we were supposed to get a world title shot out of this. Oh.
I'm just gonna whoop that ass now because of
I'm
whoop your
sorry.
ass now.
But no, I do want.
That
He
would
did
be
a hell of
crazy.
a promo. That was
Yeah.
If you get a chance, go on YouTube. Anyone listening, and go check out what he cut. I mean, he has that angry Miz girl. He tells everyone angry Miz girls who are bitching online, going, "Oh, you're upset that the Miz won. Well, this is what it's all about. I'm the best heel wrestler there is." All that. And there was that one thing I said that I really wish and hope they do. And it's because, they have the custom side plates and all the belts now.
Yeah, that's cool. That is, I do like that. That is cool.
And Drew's R&M.
Yeah.
And I really hope they just rub it in that one more iota of, do you want your custom plates on, Miz? No thanks. M stands for Miz. And just
What a piece of shit. He would be such a piece of shit for doing that. But it'd be great. It'd fit him. It would be perfect.
Dude, it'd be great.
I'd be fine
For
with that.
two lovers of wrestling and two lovers of the heels of wrestling, this was how to make a night happy. For a lot of fans that were probably booing, pissed off, and upset.
No.
Not
It was
you.
a good show. Overall, great job, WWE. Their pay-per-views, man, they no matter what they do throughout the week, their pay-per-views, they know how to do a pay-per-view, man. 100%. For sure.
I mean, all you can really do is nitpick. You can't sit there and go, this whole thing sucked. Oh man, this whole thing was bad. I mean, you'd be doing an injustice. I mean, we skipped over the entire dude. When you had Sheamus face off against Drew McIntyre in the Elimination Chamber, that was a huge moment.
Shit, I loved Sheamus just in his pod. He wasn't watching the wrestling match.
Yeah.
He was just so intense, just facing the other way.
And
I loved it. The storytelling in those little things I love about wrestling, man.
Yeah.
I love that little shit.
It's that build of your character, knowing what you're doing with it.
Yeah.
Like I said, it calls back to Sami Zayn and his pod of just like keeping it shut. You had Kofi Kingston take out Randy Orton, and they have a bit of a storied history. Like you said, you loved how Randy Orton had walked around and done the whole moment, and even gotten Sheamus's face.
Yeah,
such a
it was awesome.
History.
It was the shit.
So
yeah. So what's up?
This is dumb. This is dumb. This is dumb. I know it's dumb, and you're gonna hate it. I like that Kofi Kingston got Randy Orton out. I thought it was cool that it was a trick roll up. Randy Orton's really cool to play that arrogant shit to get out there like that. I thought that was cool.
Yeah.
You want to know how I really wanted Randy Orton to get out of the Elimination Chamber this year?
What's
how
that?
I had envisioned it.
What's that?
Now, WWE is $1 billion company. They've done a lot of effects, crazy stuff. And you can do a lot of effects, crazy stuff.
Mm-hmm.
What if somehow like a ooze started to fill up Randy Orton's pod and he starts panicking? And then when it empties, he's just gone.
Yeah.
And either Bray Wyatt,
Bray Wyatt or Alexa
has entered, or it's just, or there's just nothing there, and the Fiend has taken him away, or Alexa Bliss.
That would be cool. Hey, Chase, that would be incredible, and they could do it. WWE could do it, but that would be really, really cool, yo.
I had the thought of going. It'd have been the same thing.
You never thought about that. That's awesome.
Well, it just hit me going, man, this is the line. It feels like this is WrestleMania. It reminded me of like Kane coming up from and they've done this with the Fiend of like coming up through the ring.
Yeah.
But like, I've never seen them do something like supernatural to my recollection of in the pods. It'd be really cool, just going, all right, you have Randy there, all arrogant already, all doing this stuff. And then it just starts filling up with this like sick green vomit liquid or like whatever. And he's just like, hey, open this thing. Open this thing.
What's going on?
And then it just fills. And it's just like you see like a hand press or the Fiend's mask come against it on the hard camera.
Yeah.
It just empties. And there's nothing there. And all their competitors just trying to take a moment. You can even have some of the other competitors just trying to open.
What is
going
on around?
What's this?
What is this?
What's happening?
Have Sami Zayn locked in his pod during it. And it would be great.
I would have that would have been my one. Hey, how we
That's cool, man. No, that's a great idea, yo. I love it.
It's dope. It's like it's that fun element of theatrical wrestling that I really like. Being would work for that. And Randy Orton, you can do anything you
can
want.
do
with
anything with him.
Never hurt him.
100%, for sure.
But
that's what's up, man. So yeah, overall good show. Anything else you want to add about the show? What's up?
Dude, I was a big fan, man. You know, it's like you said, dude. They're this is our third review we've done of the modern material that's been WWE related.
Right.
You know, we haven't done any MLW. They have an event coming up pretty soon that we'll do a review for that I'm really excited for because I'm a huge MLW fan.
Yeah, huge MLW fan.
We both now have access to New Japan, so I'm excited to start talking about that and a little bit more thorough with you.
Yeah.
But dude, one thing I take away is I'm a terrible mark. I read dirt sheets and I try to think I'm smarter than the product more often than I should be, and that gets me in trouble. But we watched the Royal Rumble, we watched Vengeance Day, now we watched the Elimination Chamber, and all of them been fun shows.
Yeah.
After every one of them, I've gotten very excited, just going, dude, me and you don't talk about this tomorrow, and I got this and I got that. Oh, I gotta shut up because I gotta save this for the show so it stays fresh.
Yeah.
And if this is the year that they're producing, I'm excited for Fastlane.
Fastlane's gonna be good because of the storylines that they have going on and shit right now. This Fastlane's gonna be a good show.
I don't know what
I want to watch Raw tonight. I'm excited for Raw tonight.
That's.
I haven't said that in a long time.
Absolutely, dude.
But I'm gonna watch Raw tonight.
Supposed to do.
Yeah.
Like I'm sitting back here going, Mrs. Champion.
Yeah. Can't wait to hear him tonight. It's gonna be incredible.
What's that promo? What's Bobby Lashley going to say? I want my title shot now. It's going to be WrestleMania. Is it going to be a triple threat match? Will Miz be champion by the time we get to WrestleMania? Yeah. And that's all before you even talk about Roman Reigns and every other title. Like the world title.
Much. What's Cesaro going to say? What's Kevin Owens going to say?
Yeah.
From what Jey Uso did to him in the, you know what I mean? Like there's so much going on. I can't wait, man. And
I'm here for it.
Wrestling's in a good place right now, man.
Wrestling to talk about.
Damn right. And we got some big things. We have some interviews coming up this week. We got Viva Las Amish coming on this week. They're behind us here. And we got Victor Andrews coming on this week. So we got some good things coming, folks.
Absolutely.
Stay tuned. Like, subscribe, share. We got some. Hey, we're gonna launch some effing wrestling apparel, some stickers, masks, shirts, all this kind of stuff. It's coming soon. So
the finest of fashions.
Definitely. Thank you all. Thank you sincerely. Thank you all for being a part of this journey with us, for listening to us, for putting up with us. Thank you. Please continue. We will keep trying to put out good stuff for y'all. Fun, enjoyable stuff, yo. I'm loving it.
They're not gonna stop us, man. We be doing this even if
this is what we did anyway.
This is just what we do.
It's recorded now.
It's just recorded now. I won't lie to you. I forgot. I know I started rambling about one of those matches and you had to bring me back on track because I seriously forgot that we're recording an episode. We're not just because this is
us. This is how it all started.
Jared, I'm so glad you wanted to start a wrestling podcast, man. This has been
fun. Had to do it, and I wouldn't want to do it to anybody else. But enough of that mushy shit.
Enough of that mushy stuff. We're talking about effing wrestling. Mushy stuff. Get the F out of my wrestling.
Yeah, mushy stuff. Get the F out of my wrestling. But thank y'all. Thank you, Chase. I'll see you you're off today, but I'll see you later.
See you later, man.
Thank you all for joining us. Later, y'all.